Well, hello everyone. Here to show you that the math school talent coloring right here, as you see right here, is I went ahead and added a number of details. Is first you got the moon right there, and then along with it is a coloring right here of me, and then of course that me would be is like me in the future is that my type of artistic talent of drawing me that which I really would not even know exactly what I would look like maybe in the next 5 years or so from now, is that maybe that I may it's like be a businessman, or whatever it is that so far as talking about what you call is your dream is about if I were to ever want to own a new car or a home or anything like that. But you got right there is future me, and then along with the baby me that I went ahead and drew right here is of course is the baby picture, which you drew from one of those photos. And of course is that with most of us that with most of our baby pictures that you can remember some of the times, or maybe not even all the times at all, which I guess most doctors would probably say that it's pretty normal. It's like for most kids is that you may not remember too much whenever you're a baby between 4 or 5 years old it is. And I really don't think it really matter of fact about the what you call it, maybe brain impairment or whatever. It's just that whenever you're young, I guess maybe memories may come back later on for what you do remember, such as is that a lot of times helps me remember stuff whenever if I were to draw a shape such as maybe a square, or say maybe a rectangle. But anyway, but talking about right here so far with talents is that with Matthew talent school for talents that you have right here is that I remember that I asked my parents that about a microphone. That I remember that they remember them having a microphone over there where over there at the house where I lived at. And of course they don't remember it, and I remember that on one of my baby pictures I saw a picture of me holding a microphone. It would have been about right here, that my hand would have been about like full, holding up my hand, laying my hand down, I guess vertical sideways, and then I would have a microphone in my hand. And I remember the details about the microphone too, that go ahead and use this it's like this silver, I guess let's see, silver color, but anyway, it was like a silver type color right here, kind of like this right here, that the microphone which you would have like which most microphones nowadays, I guess they may change the model design on them, that they have it to where that they have like the little the cultive foam it is, you could say, they have that cover over it, and then some of them I guess don't even have a cord. But I remember that between the toy microphones and the microphones that you plug into like a karaoke machine, you say. But I remember that I think my parents had bought a karaoke machine. I think it was a stereo or a karaoke machine there at the house where I used to live. You say you get the big TV at about right here. I remember having some of that stuff whenever I was young, but I'm like that they had it, and then apparently that I guess that they got lost or damaged or whatever that happened to it. That I think I was maybe about 1 or 2 years old whenever they had it around the house. And I remember that saw the picture of me holding it in my hand. And a lot of parents, and I guess aunts or uncles or whatever, they could probably think of no matter if it's a circus or a parade or maybe cotton candy or maybe the first day of school, whatever it is, that there's a baby picture of you holding something in your hand. And that something may be something that you still have, of course, between a microphone and a camera, or as you say, colored stencil art, and maybe the block to build or something like that. That you have it to where that those type of toys that you did have a long time ago, toy cars or whatever you call it, that a lot of times is that we can all think about is that well, toy cars, and toy cars are toy cars, and they are made to be broken, they're lost, broken, given away, whatever it is. But the thing is that what turns out is that of course I still have, I guess, whatever talent that came to my mind, and that's one way I'm able to remember a lot of things whenever I was young, due to the fact because maybe there's toys that I always wanted whenever I was young, and then I finally get them later on, and I'm just like wondering, is that maybe why the whole purpose to maybe why I wanted them so bad. And I tend to ask that question. Same thing with the computer too. I wanted a computer whenever I was young too, and then finally got one, and it's like nowadays with computers, I guess they were like not really the real modern technology to where that they didn't really have all that stuff like the emails and stuff like that. So back then they were, I guess they were only for business and office reasons. But anyway, you got right here the baby picture of me, and then along with with the moon, and then right here is if we all right here is like you got the along with planet Earth right here. It's like if we could all study about all the continents and every city and highway, say around the world, maybe in one country, it's like what was the name of this highway or whatever. But basically, is if we were to come up with a list of things that you remember whenever you were young, or the things that you want to do, and a lot of people would probably say that what's your major in college or whatever, or whatever it is that whatever that you wanted to do, that you always wanted to do, or what do you want to do now. And I guess the question goes on, and then the list goes on and on. But then on the other hand too, is to go ahead and start out with the thing that maybe you wanted to do in the past, those couple years ago, such as if you wanted to be a singer, or if you wanted to draw a picture, or play music, or if you wanted to read or write a story, go places, go on vacation, say such as dream. And for most parts, like for the responsibilities, and other than that, is that for the no worries, is that you're not really used to say that couldn't for Kuna Matata or anything like that, but other than that, for no worries, no worries. And then it's like the concern about something. It's like so far as the world, the world, say people are like when the world is it gonna come to an end anytime soon, about talking about Judgment Day, whatever it is, and along with the sex, and then along with the language, a lot of the typical stuff that maybe you would not even pay attention too much about whenever you're in school. But whenever I was going to school, a lot of times that they could probably say with most parents, and maybe even the president, maybe even the governors, Congress, or I should say, would probably say that that whenever you go to school, you gotta learn whatever they teach you. You gotta take the subjects such as language arts, science, math, history, astronomy. Maybe in astronomy may not even be required, but you gotta take these number of subjects. And I always ask my parents. I even asked my uncle and a few friends of mine that whenever I was in school, that a lot of times with most kids, they wanted to hang out with some of their friends. They just wanted to do what they wanted to do. But then on the other hand too, that with schooling, I used to always think that I haven't learned anything in school. I can't even remember. I can't even memorize my times tables. I can't remember the fact about how magnets work, or how electricity works, or the fact about why it rains. Stuff like that. It's like because just because got a learning disability, or the fact because that you were raised, went to homeschooling, whatever it is, you didn't go to public school, you went to a regular, regulatory school, or whatever you call it. But then on the other hand too, that we all know that I guess not everybody is perfect. It's like people I guess have a disability, and people I guess do have health issues. And the way I think about it is that with the most health issues that you can think about is that we all have talents. Some of those talents may not be absolutely perfect either. But the way I think about it is that that a whole purpose about going to school, of course, is about, also focusing on what you want to do, and then maybe what you need to do, but then on the other hand is taking care of our responsibilities also. And the responsibilities could also mean is like, taking care of, our children, and then our, parents, family members, stuff like that, friends, and knowing about, reasons to, in fact, to enjoy life, the way it is. And so far with to enjoy life, I'm talking about the fact about, no worries, is to focus mainly on what's going on now and in the future. And I would probably say that for Matt's school talent is that we ought to think about what the plans are for the future, other than about maybe about it's like you're dwelling on the past, or thinking about is like what could happen in the future if we don't take care of this or that. More likely it'll get worked out. And the way I think about it is that we were not born to be worried. We were not born to have to have issues about being worried about something. The way I think about it is that we were born to know that about our future. Is our future is to know, is to remember the things that we always wanted to do. And I'm not talking about winning the jackpot or anything like that, or collecting several $1,000s or whatever you call it. Is that I remember whenever I was young, I think one of the things that I of course you say is be careful what you wish for, but on the other hand too, that I remember that I told that there was like a school activity that they were doing up there at the school. I remember whenever I was in the 4th grade, I told them I wish I could fly, but tell you what, it's like that wish you can fly more likely is going by the fact about that no, I was not given no wings or anything like that. But then on the other hand too, is that I guess the whole purpose to that if I can wish I can fly, I can maybe wish I can do is like you do fly through different steps. He says of getting something done. But other than that, is that between what we wish for and what we dream about is known that whatever it is, that we ought to know that we were not born and raised to be, say, criminals or anything like that. We were born to have a future, to have talents. And then even though if schools, but a few schools may not teach you what you want to teach, but then on the other hand too, that like I hear about, is like with about our imagination, is that use my imagination about almost every day. And of course what do I imagine from here, is that the thing about it is that I could not even imagine the fact about my talented videos going on my YouTube page or anything like that. But then on the other hand too, that's like so far as the gift wise, is the gift that what the gift wise about talking about my childhood memories and along with my future, is that my gift and my dream, of course, is to know that knowing about the importance about aiming for the best goals. It's like the best goals is being able to memorize the things maybe that you've always wanted to do. One of those things that I always wanted to do is to show good talent. But other than that, with Matt's school talent, coloring, and along with descriptions of what you always want to do. And of course, it's like one of the things I always want to do, of course, is share with others. Share with others the talents. And of course, you can maybe say, secret. The secret, or is like a secret, or it's like you say is that surprise. You say, if you want to say, it's like it's a surprise. So far as the holidays goes, it's like I'd be wondering, is like if you can surprise anybody on, like, for that special anniversary or whatever you call it with that line, I can think of a way. It's like, were you out doing any Christmas shopping or anything like that? Oh, actually, I was out doing shopping, but then the holiday shopping will have to come later. But other than that, it's like between Christmas and that New Year's, or maybe Chinese New Year's, or whatever type of holiday there is, such as the harmonicas or anything like that. It's like so far as the study about our world, it's like that we each have a dream and we each have a future, and I always even think that. If there was any such thing as what you call magic. I remember whenever I was young, I used to think that it's like with with the talking about between the magic coloring book and along with a few magic crayons. You say is it the box of crayons would disappear and they would color the pictures and they would be really were really high quality colorings. You say, but I guess you can say that the magic that you can maybe think about is that the fact about is like about the stories is about how well they are told, and then so far as the focused on is the talented future. But other than that, it's like for the math school talent coloring, I used to say of the baby pictures and a lot of the school coloring.